Just waiting to see if anyone gets on here. Y'all, this is Miss Mother Truck. I'm just doing the last impromptu live. I missed my last scheduled Wednesday live. Too much going on. So I figured I'd come on here while I'm waiting to deliver in the morning. I will be on this coming Wednesday also. See how many people come on here, and if enough people come on, I'll stay on for a little bit. If they don't, I'll hop off. Hey Raymond, how you doing, sweetheart? Hopefully everything's going good with you. I'm just a little washed out myself. I'm sitting here in Oregon, waiting to deliver. Hey Vic, how you doing, sweetheart? Good evening. They're beautiful. Oh, you are so sweet. Yeah, I'm just sitting here in Oregon, in Pendleton, waiting to deliver. Hey, Bobby, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Lugnut, what are you up to, baby? Good, and you at home? No, I'm just sitting here in Oregon. I wish I was at home. Patrick, hey Patrick, how you doing? Hey girl, I'm going to use your driver's code. I have a question about leasing. What do you want to know about leasing, darling? Just ask away. Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get my truck ready, my 3500 Dodge Ram Dually ready for RV transport. So, not quite sure when I'm going to start or how much longer I'll be at Prime or not at Prime. So what is it all about in Oregon? I'm here delivering the loads, all just stuck here overnight. Very good evening. Good evening, sweetheart. Yeah, no, I'm just figuring, like I said, I'm doing a lot of thought about when my, when I'll be transferring over to doing my new thing. So explain to me how the first lease and how it works. Okay, what's going to happen is okay, first off, are you already a truck driver? Or are you going to be going through our TNT program and our getting your over-the-road deal? You know, getting your CDLs. God, y'all, I am beat to hell. You guys have no idea how tired I am. Yeah, I love Oregon too. I think Oregon's gorgeous. But yeah, Patrick, so what's your deal going to be, sweetie? Do you already have your CDL? Are you already a driver? If you're coming in as a driver and you want to go lease, they'll just put you in a lease truck. You'll go in, you'll pick your truck out. If you're coming in getting your CDL, you'll get your CDL, then you'll turn around, go out in TNT, which they've just moved back to 30,000 miles. Yes, I do. You have a CDL. Now, have you been doing over the road? No, remember, I'm going to get... Okay, you're going to get your CDL there. Okay, I'm sorry, Patrick. Okay, so if you're coming in and you're getting your CDL, they'll put you with a CDL trainer, PSD trainer. That'll take you a couple of weeks. Then you're going to go out with a TNT trainer, and they just went from 50,000 to 30,000 miles on their requirements, which it just strikes me funny. I'm sorry, it just does. Because I had my one student, Robert, he was on my truck, and he went, because he came in with the CDL, but hadn't driven in a few years, so he had to go through TNT again. They made him do 70,000 miles. He was 100 miles short when I was going out for surgery. And I figured they were just going to go ahead and upgrade them. They go, well, no, we found that, they really need to do this amount of miles to be safe. Well, what the hell's the difference? But, 100 miles, they made him go do a truck recovery. How does that give him more experience to go do a truck recovery? And why is it now all of a sudden safe for them to only do 30,000 as opposed to 50,000? See, it's all at the needs of the company. Which, hey, just say that shit. Come out and say, oh, it's because we need teams. Right now, they need more drivers. And a lot of trainers are quitting because 50,000 miles is way too many miles. It's ridiculous. 30,000 is too many, and it's still the highest in the industry. I think someone fresh out at getting their CDL, hasn't been an over-the-road driver, should go out for a minimum of 30 days. Then you ask the TNT trainer, to do something. Say, hey, give me a review on this student. And you can say, well, I think they're ready, or no, I think they need a couple more weeks. This rigid set amounts, it's to help the company. But now, their drivers are quitting right and left. Trainers have stopped training. People are not coming into Prime because it's ridiculous how long 50,000 miles for the training. That's ridiculous. Hello, Fire and Ice. Hey, how you? You're at Fire and Ice. Nice. That's a nice hotel. I've stayed there before. Company needs to expect their authority for their interest in doing so. Yeah, like I said, I just think it's too much. I really do. But it just depends on what Prime's needs are at the moment. But say that. Go to go was nice. I see you. Good luck on the new company. Happy 4th of July. Yeah, well, I'm not gone yet, darling. Hello, hon. Do you know Slime Pack? She works. I only have spoke to her in the live chats. I don't know her. She seems like a very sweet girl. Very intelligent for a young lady. Question, is Prime still using the... Yeah, Prime still has low choice, but no one can get on it. So it is only... it's only 30,000 miles TNT now, which really isn't that bad. A good trainer that runs hard. I used to get my students out in about a month and a half. 2 months max. So what is the reason? Okay, the reason they've gone... Now, this is just my opinion, which means nothing. It's above my pay grade. I think the reason is trainers like me, it's just too long to be on, have a student on your truck. 50,000 miles is a huge commitment. 30,000, it's a little more palatable and a little more survivable, but I still think it's too long. I said that when I was training at 30,000 miles, that I thought it was too many miles. Now, some students actually need 30,000 miles, but a lot of them, in a month's time, you could have them done. And if it was someone like Robert, my one student before the psycho, in 2 weeks, he was already back in the groove. He had his shit together. He understood how the paperwork went, everything you needed to learn. He already knew how to take a mountain. He already knew. You know what oh, well, thank you, sweetie. You like them? They're my claws, right? The only thing that make them look better is like the blood off someone's back, right? I was hearing rumors about it being that they don't have trucks. No, Prime has plenty of trucks. They always have. Or they need more trainers because they don't have enough to get... Yeah, now this is true. This is what I think, Brandon. I think you're right. they have plenty of trucks, but I don't think they have enough trainers to train these students. So if they are paying someone to set their ass at home, because they don't have a trainer for them, because the trainers are busy cranking out 50,000 miles on a student, which is almost double, it makes no sense, and it's not what's best for the company. So they cut the miles down to 30 and trying to get us to get them out sooner and maybe entice some more to come back into the company. I mean, entice more trainers to start training again. Just love watching trucking videos. Oh, well, that's so sweet. I work in the medical field, but my son and husband are in trucking. I love your videos. Oh, honey, you're so sweet, Crystal. You're an angel. Okay, Brandon says, only need 14,000 miles, but I got off my trainer's truck on Friday, and I've been stranded in Seattle since. Is that where you live, Brandon, in Seattle? Too much facial. Yeah, there's way too much financial burdens on the trainers. When they, hey, go ahead and up the pay of the students if you want to. And I'm saying Prime. But don't dump it on us, because they lost a lot of trainers when they did that too. Because we're sitting there, Brandon, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. I live in Quartzsite, Arizona. Rock, love Arizona. So why are you in Seattle? And are you with Prime? Did you get off your trainer's truck? Because that doesn't make sense. Prime would get you home. And are you waiting for another trainer? What's going on there? But no, you're right. The financial burdens they put on us, there was a lot of times as a trainer, I was paying my student more than I make. And that Prime, yeah, falling out with trainer. Okay, if you had a falling out with your trainer, if you're still working for Prime, are they still paying you? They should have gotten you home. I don't know how long ago it happened. When did they move it to they just moved it to 30,000. It came out yesterday. We can dispatch super unhelpful. Yeah, no shit. Had to wait till today. I'm leaving tomorrow. Oh, awesome. I'm glad they got you taken. They're sending you back home? So how do you get on Prime? So how do you get on Prime Floral? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Like hauling their floral loads? But I mean, it's just loads out of Florida. Anyone can do it. No, they should have gotten you home, Brandon. Yeah, unpaid, and they are not covering my flight, and only half the hotel. Well, that doesn't make sense. Are you no longer working for Prime? Because normally they're not going to leave a student unless they're firing you. I'm on the West Coast. Understand they have floral runs on the West Coast. I don't know about floral runs on the West weekend. Right, if they are lucky, they are kind of intimidating. Weekends are kind of accommodating my ass. Oh man, they are letting you go, Brandon. That's what. No, I still work for Prime. Well, if you still work for Prime, they would be paying you. You should be getting a paycheck. Unless you got off your trainer's truck, said, hey, I'm getting off this truck, and they told you to wait until, I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, Brandon. Brandon, why would you get off Yeah, why did you get off in Seattle? I talked to Chris earlier. Chris Martin, okay, he told me to message when I get home and they'll get me another trainer. Okay. Well, Chris Martin's a straight up dude, so, and he's not afraid to tell you if, so evidently you are still with Prime. Was it your choice to get off your trainer's truck, or did your trainer kick you off in Seattle? He's probably won't be with Prime for long if he's goofing off. Well, I don't think Brandon's a goof off. I'm not sure what is going on, but if he got off and it was his choice to get off, they won't pay him. It's like if you, like let's say you're upgrading, you come in for upgrade, and Success Leasing offers you a truck, you turn it down, then they offer you another, you turn it down, they stop paying you. You see what I'm saying? So if he chooses to get off his trainer's truck, then they stop paying him until he's back on it. No, he kicked me off, but I want it off. Did you tell Chris Martin he kicked you off? And what happened? I mean, a lot of it depends on what all was happening there. And without me knowing all the facts, it's hard for me to know. I wonder if he was training with Jim C. He was. Is Jim C. back training? Notorious for throwing trainees off his truck. I don't think Jim C.'s been training. He threw a dude off because he busted him using nicotine pouches, left him for the rest of at the rest area. No, Jim C. won't put someone off at the rest area for using nicotine patches. Jim C. doesn't train anymore. No, I didn't think he trained anymore. I don't train anymore. CDL school versus company training. Okay, now I would never pay a CDL school to go get my CDL. I would well, it depends. If you don't want to drive a big rig and you want to do like RV transport and you want to haul more than just one RV at a time, yeah, I can see it for something like that, going to CDL school. Otherwise, I would not mess with CDL school. I would either go to Swift or I would go to Prime. I think Prime's the best. Their TNT is the worst. Just simply because it's, well, now that's back down to 30,000 miles, I think it's in the reasonable range. But their actual CDL school is awesome. Now, Swift, you go to CDL school, and right from your first check, they start pulling out the money for your CDL school. And then after you've been there so long, they start giving you little bits back. Prime doesn't do any of that shit. They don't take anything from you. You work a year, and you'll never have to pay. So I would just come to work at Prime, do my year, and have a free education. Why pay for CDL school? That's my opinion. So I would never pay for CDL school. He's probably won't. He would. Okay, let me see. Sorry guys, the messages are going so fast. Everybody says that real money is tanker. No, real money isn't in tanker, but a lot of Midwest and Northwest. Yeah, if you're Prime, the money is in reefer, not tanker, and not flatbed. Now, other companies, I hear tanker pays really well, just not Prime. CDL school, okay, let me see. But I put up with it for 4 weeks straight, no home time and no planned home time. Okay, and I understand, Brandon, but I never do home time when I have a student on the truck. It's like going through boot camp. I can buckle up and go on for the ride, get your training over with, and then you can do home time afterwards. So I don't blame your trainer there. And I support all my subscribers, and I love you to death, Brandon. But you know, no. Um, this is why I refuse to train. Yeah, we were doing 45 and 5,000 miles a week, but we had a breakdown. Oh yeah, man, those breakdowns suck ass. Trucking with Kirsty is still with Prine. Yes, Kirsty's still with Prine. We used to be friends once upon a time. I came in on her driver's code. Um, I listed to your, I listened to your YouTube videos when I was driving. Help me keep away. Oh, that's so sweet. You know, I used to do that. Listen to YouTube videos when I was driving. Now I listen to audiobooks. Let me see. Flatbed is more work. I don't know why people would. You know, if flatbed paid the same, even though it's more work, I would rather do flatbed, and same with tanker than reefer. Reefer has all these messed up hours, and I hate it. Girl, you run Western. Yes, I run Western Regional. I love the western part of the United States. I hate that northeast and eastern part of the United States. I do love Florida and all that, but I don't want to run there. I own property there, though. Brandon, ever heard of sleeping? Don't say anything. Right. Crystal, my son works with California. Oh, awesome. I don't want home time really, but the yelling. Yeah, okay, for one thing, your trainer should not be yelling at you. I mean, I have yelled at a couple students, and it was just one thing, and I profusely apologize because no one, and it wasn't like I was sitting there screaming, but one of my favorite students actually, and I cried after. I felt so horrible, and I apologized to him. It was a one thing, he wasn't listening, and he was like, just shut up, shut up. And I was like, oh, hell no, you did not tell me to shut up. Then I yelled, and then I felt bad, and I never did again. No, your trainer should not be yelling at you. They you know, someone's constantly yelling, belittling you. You can't learn. You're too nervous to learn. And you shouldn't have to put up with that ever. Charles, I just got excited when thinking about tanker. Yeah, tanker, if you're with Prime, you're just not going to make the money you would make in reefer. So when did they change it to 30,000? They just changed it to 30,000 day before yesterday. I follow that one lady with Prime from Idaho Falls, but I don't know she is making videos anymore. I'm not sure who she is, so I don't know. Brandon, why did he... Brandon, Hans wanted to know why he yelled at you. Because all I see is your side of it. Yeah, well, yeah, that's all we're seeing. But, you know, the thing is, Hans, he shouldn't be yelling at him, even if Brandon was being a little prick. The reason I say this is, if he's acting stupid like my last student, and I don't think Brandon is, my student, I was seriously in fear of my life. That last student, and I'll never train again. I mean, he was cussing at me, yelling, and he would go right from just nuts all of a sudden. So, but no one should be yelling at anyone. Let me see. How many miles you got so far, Brandon? Hans question, does Prime Inc. allow filming themselves while driving? No, they don't, although I know some YouTubers that do, and they get away with it. I just don't mess with it, and I don't run and tell on other people. I used to film myself sometimes while driving, but little bitches would call up and say, you know, you got a driver that's filming while she's driving. That just is not safe. No, ma'am. No. You know, please, whatever. You know, and I'm just sick of that shit. Why did he? I don't know how to explain. It was constant. And I'm really sorry you went through that, Brandon, but I know Chris Martin. He's a very fair man, and he has a bullshit meter, and he can really sort that shit out. If a trainer has to yell constantly, and I know some trainers that do, because some of them have bragged to me how they handle their students, because, you know, I'm really nice to my students. I'm very accommodating to my students, and I really care about my students. I want to see them succeed. So I don't know. Alan, quit training, enjoy your life. Amen. I have quit training, Alan. Trust and believe. Brandon, he was Jamaican. I don't know that has anything to do with it. I have 16,000 miles now. So you're over halfway through your training now, Brandon. Just get on with another trainer, get your shit done, and go on. Because it's just, you know, no, him being Jamaican doesn't have it. I've known some very sweet people from Jamaica. He just sounds like he was a asshole. Charles, I can't afford to make $900 a week only for 6 months. Well, Charles, you know, your training isn't going to go on 6 months. You get a good trainer with 30,000 miles, you'll be done in a month and a half. That didn't have anything to do with it. The Jamaicans are wonderful. Yes, they are. The Jamaicans are beautiful people. You know, there's a lot of beautiful cultures out there. You know, our world is so diverse. But, well, I'll tell you, the ones I've had the worst trouble with, just in general, out in trucking, while we're out there, is the Muslim people from, like, Iran, Iraq. You know, the Middle Eastern people have been very nasty. And not all of them are, because one of my best friends in Oklahoma is, you know, Middle Eastern, and he's wonderful and is bent over backwards for me. But I've just noticed out there that, I mean, like one guy, he just went off on me, and I was like, dude, you need to chill out. This is just another trucker. And he goes, you're a woman, you're an American, you're stupid. You don't talk to men like that. Trash. You know, and I'm like, fuck you. You know, take your Sharia law preaching ass and get the fuck out of my face. You know, and then the shipper held his ass up for a long time, and he didn't get out for a long time. But, you know, there's always exceptions to every rule where people can be assholes. But, you know, Ali, one of my good friends, when COVID hit and the governor shut down my business and everything, he owned a car lot. He offered to set me up in it, like, because he knew I was into RV, set me up in an RV lot, buy me a house, all kinds of things. You know, anything to help me, he would do. And him and his wife, Zena, some of the sweetest, nicest people ever. And he ended up in the U.S. because when Saddam fell, and we were in the war, he helped. An American soldier was wounded. He pulled him into his compound. He was a sheikh, rich guy, and one of his neighbors saw it, and they let the government know, and they sent out a death squad for him and his family, and the Americans got him out. That's how he ended up in the U.S., because he was helping people. So there are great people in every culture, but out here, as in general, I've had the worst luck with people from the Middle East. Now, Indian people have been very nice, always very helpful. Anytime I needed someone to spot me backing into a, they were the first one to jump out of their truck and spot me. They were just, they're so helpful, such lovely people. That and a lot of Mexican drivers, beautiful people. And I just wish more people would just come together out here as truckers, as just citizens of Earth, for crying out loud. We got to learn to love and support each other. Now, anyone that's all hateful and shit, they can kick rocks and just go on. I ain't doing that shit. If you're going to come to our country, understand we have a certain moral compass in how we do things. Don't bring your laws like Sharia law and shit to the United States and act stupid. If you do not like what we're about, you do not support women, you do not, and stuff like that, we have no room for you here. Anyway, that's a little off base. Sorry, y'all. But no, I've met a lot of beautiful, wonderful Jamaican people. Y'all, I'll just go off on a soapbox, you know me. So since Prime is facing forward cameras, yeah, I have some in my truck. What happens to Prime drivers? I think the same fucking thing. Because I've been pulled into safety because of that shit. You were filming yourself, like, going down the road. And, I'm like, and? They go, well, if something ever happens, lawyers can pull all this up. Now, they have them who are facing cameras, and a lawyer can subpoena that shit, too. But, hey, I just follow the rules. If I don't own the company. So, yeah, I know. I look at a lot of that stuff, too, and go, yeah, I think the same things y'all think. So, trust me. Hi, sweet. Rollo S. What are you doing for the 4th? What am I doing for the 4th? I'll probably be driving a load somewhere. Unless they don't get me a load, and then I have to just sit for 3 or 4 days because of the 4th of July weekend. Charles, changing my residency to Washington State. Are you in California or what? State is going to help. We don't have state. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and I own property in Florida too, and I actually thought, because I have property in Florida, I have a house in Arizona, I also have more land in Arizona, but I did think about moving my license to Florida just because there's no state income tax. But Arizona has so many benefits, is the reason I did. Charles, that guy might have to just had a small, oh my God. There is no reason to treat women that way. If you're talking about my old student, or if you're talking about that one guy with the Sharia law shit, I just think some people's cultures, now that my student, Vegas, total prick, and it has nothing to do with people from Vegas, but people that practice Sharia law, I think all kinds of cultures are beautiful. I think like the Mexican culture is gorgeous and very family oriented. People from Spain, people from Italy, France. I love diverse cultures. I love to immerse myself in cultures when I travel abroad. I don't want to go to all see the touristy shit. I want to go, especially now that they have Airbnb, stay in an Airbnb, go to the local grocery stores, go do all that stuff, because diversity makes this world beautiful. I love diversity. But when it comes to, and when I'm in someone's country, I respect their laws, and I respect their culture. When someone comes to our country, I want to see their cultures. I want to learn about them. But you got to respect our culture too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, do you expect violence in trucking? Do I experience violence? No, not really. Now, I have had people get all up in my face, but everyone outside of my student that has got up in my face and been threatening toward me was from the Middle East. Hi, I am heading back to Springfield to do my upgrade. Well, congratulations, Junior. Upgrade. I want to thank you for your constant positive. Oh, you are so sweet. What kind of truck are you hoping to get? Hans, setting in Phoenix, Arizona at the Flying J. Baby, I wish I was setting in Arizona, but in at the Loves in Quartzsite, because then I'd be happy because I'd be home. Charles, I'd hate to have my APU go out. Right? I had my APU go out at 112 because it was getting too hot because the way the Volvos are with the fairings and everything, they don't get enough air circulation. So I have to open up my fairings. I'm going to miss my truck though when I leave. Sunday breakfast choice A, veggie, omelet, fruit smoothie, ooh yum, on a blueberry pancake. Oh damn, you eating good. I love blueberry pancakes. I love blueberry muffins. In fact, I got blueberry muffins in my freezer that I made from scratch and vacuum sealed before I came out on the road as my some of my batch meals. Charles, LOL. What is your favorite runway to drive? My favorite roadway to drive, I like doing 10. Love going down 40. Oh, I love, what is it, 491 and 191. You know, when you go up from Gallup and you're headed up to Salt Lake City. I like going up through Moab and all that, and by all the Arches National Park, Hole in the Rock. Oh yeah, I-90 in Montana is gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I am looking so forward to starting the RV hauling because I'll be in my truck. Now, granted, I'll have a flatbed behind me, but you know, I'm going to be able to stop a lot more places and go a lot more places. I'll have a lot more freedom. What do you think about, I didn't see the debate. What was it between Joe Biden and Donald Trump? I didn't watch the debate. I'm a truck driver. I never get to watch anything. 90 is pretty from... I know, going through Idaho is so gorgeous. Especially going through Coeur d'Alene and all that. Oh my God. One of my favorite highways, just for traveling, not so much in my big rig, because I think there's a lot of parts of that highway that they're not allowed to, is the Coastal Highway, Highway 1. Oh, okay, Bozeman's really pretty. The best roadway is the one taking you the whole time, right? Hello, young lady. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm probably the oldest one in this live chat. What is your favorite restaurant on the road? You know, I don't have a favorite restaurant on the road. I like eating my own cooking. What I like, actually, is going to food trucks. I like going to taco trucks, good, authentic Mexican food trucks. I hardly ever go to a restaurant on the road. Homestay Pass, just one east of Butte kills many truckers. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, there's a lot of real bad passes. Hello from Cleveland. Hey, how you doing? I can't get strikes. Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio, huh? You like Cleveland? I lived in Cleveland once. Well, I lived there for a little bit. I was in love with some Pollock by the name of Borowski. This is back when I was very young. Freightliner. If I had it, You know, I love the Volvos, but if I were reordering a truck, well, one thing, I don't want to own a truck anymore. I would want a Peterbilt. I've never cared for Ohio. You know, there's parts of Ohio that are absolutely beautiful, but I just don't like the Northeast at all. Yes, born and raised. Okay. Well, as long as you're happy with it, you know, that's all that matters. You know, it's a beautiful state. I just, the Northeast, I don't know. There's never cared for it. Hate driving through East Coast. Yeah, you know, if I were in a car or an RV, I would love to go to places like Ohio, Vermont, New York, upstate New York, the Carolinas, Florida. But as a truck driver, I don't care for the Northeast. The infrastructure isn't built for our size trucks and trailers we have nowadays, and they haven't really updated it. So, you know, it's just not my cup of tea. OTR bit. Peterbilts are nice, but not with you know, I just don't know much about the engines and stuff. I hate to, you know, I just think of there's nothing prettier than the outside of a Peterbilt or a Kenworth. I love the look of a Kenworth too. I know Peterbilts are real nice trucks. They're real smooth riding. I love the inside. The inside layout of a Volvo is the nicest. That being said, but they fall the fuck apart. I got 2 hinges on my cabinet over here that are broke, and it's holding on by 1 hinge. I've had to replace the hinges on the upper cabinet over there. It's just, you get sick of it, you know? I think I'm going to go for a Peterbilt. Yeah, Charles, I really do like the Peterbilts. What do you like best, sunrise or sunset? I like sunsets. I think sunsets are just gorgeous. Gorgeous. You know, but, I mean, sunrises are okay. I guess if you're like when I was living in Alaska and we'd just be waiting for the sun to come up in the wintertime, because you don't have much sunlight in the wintertime. I used to love to watch it coming up over the horizon and just lighting up the snow and stuff like that. I like driving nights, no traffic, with no... Yeah, there is not a lot of traffic to deal with at night, and it's easier to find a place to stop during the day for your 10-hour break. But I really like driving days. Part of the beauty of trucking for me is seeing all this beautiful country. And one of the things I'm excited about going over to RV Transport is that the company I'm going with drives to Alaska, so they deliver in Canada. I'll be able to go up and see all my friends in Alaska. I'm real excited about that. I'm driving a 2025 579 Peterbilt, but I love the yeah, I have the Volvo, so yeah, I love my Volvo. I got the large one, though. I got the biggest Volvo. What was the craziest thing you've seen on the road? Oh, shit, dude. I have seen so many crazy things on the road. Just a second, I'll get back. I have a 579, nice, Honda. I can't get into Canada. Why can't you get into Canada? I mean, I have a passport, so I can go. I'm looking forward to doing that. I used to drive the Alcan all the time. Craziest thing I've ever seen on the road. When are you jumping, skipping, and turning in the Volvo? Are you turning? Yes, I'll be turning in my Volvo when I leave. I'm not taking this payment with me. I bought a 3500 brand new truck, Dodge Ram. It's just going to allow me to do more and stop more places and enjoy my time on the road more. And I'll be home about every 10 days, except for when I do like an Alaska trip or something. My first truck with Prime was a ProStar. It was nickel and diamond. Huh. Well, that sounds really nice. I've seen truck drivers drive naked. Oh, shit. Well, I've seen drivers masturbating going down the road. I think the worst things. I live near. Oh, you live. Okay, you live near where Goshen. Yeah, there in Elkhart and all. That's where a lot of the yards are for the RV hauling. A lot of us are jumping ship. I'm looking at leaving Prime after almost 9 years. I know that's sad. You know, yeah, that's sad. I loved being at Prime, and I love my dispatcher. I love my payroll lady. Got arrested 20 years ago, so Canada won't let. They won't let you even drive through it. I don't know. I mean, I know you can't live there, but you should be able to go through there. If you can get a passport, you can probably go through. I'm not sure. I've never done anything in my life, so it's really sad. It's not the Prime no, it's not the Prime I hired on at either. Rob Lowe's kind of stepping back, and it's just things are changing. But also the economy's changed. We used to have a certain atmosphere at Prime that was really awesome, and I really enjoyed. It just seems to have changed. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's not the Prime I hired into. Things do change. There's ebbs and flows at every company. I really don't have anything bad to say about Prime, but I've always looked at it, it was a job. It was a place I enjoyed working. When I really needed it, when COVID hit and the governor shut down my company and I had to lay off all my employees and sell my company for parts for next to nothing. How many years were you flip-flop at Shippers? Huh? I'm not quite sure what you mean. How many of you were flip-flops? Oh, wear flip-flops at Shippers. I don't wear flip-flops at Shippers. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I've seen it, so. But no, when I had to, when I lost everything, basically, I sold my farm. I hardly owed anything on it, sold it barely above what I owed on it because the governor shut my company down after we had just started back for the season, so I didn't have a lot of money in reserves. And, you know, like I said, I had to lay everyone off. I had to sell everything. And I went to my friend Ali, who was, and I was crying. I mean, you know, I'd had my company for 10 years. It was very successful. And I just expanded financially into another venture, so I was cash tight. But I knew my season was coming up for my carriage company, and so I figured I'd be okay. But I never depended on a pandemic, so they shut us down, and I waited a month or two, thinking, okay, this is going to pass, and it didn't. Then we lost my nephew, and I was like, man, I got to do something. You know, what am I going to do? And I had no idea what I was going to do. And I was going to go to so I thought, I'll go to RV tech school, and I'll use my truck that I used to haul my horse trailers back and forth with to haul RVs. But it was a 5500. So with the combined vehicle weight rating of hauling just the smallest teardrop practically, I would need a CDL. And I was like, well, shit. And then I started looking into getting a CDL, and then that's when I started looking into trucking. I came from a family of truckers, and then I started watching. That's what led me to trucking along with Kirsty, watching her videos, watching Ross Johnson's videos, and which was Johnson's Logic and stuff like that. And that's what brought me into Prine and into trucking. Then I figured, okay, I'll just put off RV tech school and hauling RVs for a year, and I'll go ahead and go to Prime and go to work. Because I had checked out OTRX, not OTRX, but CR New England, or CR England, and Stevens, and Swift wasn't even a possibility because they were real scumbags back in the day. But they're not so much anymore, so I'm not dogging Swift. And I ended up coming into trucking. That's how I got into trucking. And then a year turned into 2 years, 3 years, and now I'm at the coming up on the 4-year mark. And now I'm finally going to be going into the RV hauling, and not this winter, next winter I'm going to go through RV tech school finally, because as an RV tech you make like $125 to $150 an hour as a mobile tech. Along with, you know, because I do like traveling and I do like trucking, I'm going to do the RV transport. So 3 months out of the year in Portside, we have 2.5 million people every year to send on that little town, RVers. And I'm going to do the RV tech work. I'll make enough during that 3 months to easily top what I made at Prime in a year's time. And then do an RV transport. They pay for hauling doubles. Just 2 RVs on a trailer, $2.60 a mile. To haul 3 on a 50-foot or 53-foot trailer, you get $3 a mile. And then you do back hauls hauling cars from like car auctions or delivering cars from the manufacturers to the dealers. So as you get back hauls on that, so I'm sorry, that's way more than I'm making at Prime. And my overhead is so much less. So my truck payment is $1,400 a week plus, you know, insurance plus this, and this. As a RV transporter, if you break down my truck payment into weekly payments, it's only $300 and something a week. You know what I'm saying? So my overhead's way less. My gross income is way more. So it just, RV transport just makes so much more sense for me right now. And because I do have my CDL, because you do need a CDL to do the multiples, to do solos like hauling one gooseneck, you know, or a bumper pull, you don't need a CDL. But I'm going to be doing CDL loads and making real big money. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And that's why I bought me a brand new Dodge Ram, because I didn't want to start with a used one. Hansco, that's 20 years ago, so, oh, that really sucks. It's really sad it's not the Prime Gap. How many of you wear, okay, another trucker, why don't I put a driver on the Volvo? You know, it's like this. I can barely make $1 right now at Prime. I mean, this coming payday, I will have only 2 loads, and I'm probably gonna make about $600-700 this coming payday. So if I'm paying a driver to be on here, I'll still be losing money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I thought I could break even and make a little, I would put a driver on here. I really would, because I'd have an asset by the time they get off. Because I don't have to stay at Prime, because Eric from Driver's Lineup didn't, and he had a driver on his trucks. But if I just give this back, you know, hey, I don't have to worry about it, and I can move on. And like I said, I'm not sitting here trashing Prime. Since I came to Prime, I got my CDL. I bought 40 acres in Arizona cash. I was able to help my son out for several months when he got injured, and he wasn't at work, so workman's comp didn't cover him, but he was going to be off for, I think it was 3 months, had to have surgery. I paid the equivalent of his salary for that time. I've been able to help out my parents. I bought property in Florida. I bought my house here. I just bought my truck. I mean, I've done a lot at Prime. Prime has helped me do a lot of these things, but I also consider that trucking helped me. Yeah, the fixed costs at Prime to keep going out, they are ridiculous. When I started, it was just over 900 a week. It jumped up a lot since. Yeah, when I started, it was 700 a week. That's why I went home every day. That must be nice. I'd love to be home every day. And 2 days off, I made 2,500 times more. Wow, that is nice. Where do you live, Melissa? Hans. I've done local, but it just got old. Yeah, I understand that. You went back over the road. See, that's why I'm liking the RV, doing the RV transport, because I can get out. One thing, I'll be making way more than I make at Prime. The other thing, with using the pickup, the 1-ton dually, I got a 1-ton dually flatbed, it is going to allow me to stop and see so much more. Plus, I'll get to go out, and you're working off a load board. That company's load board. You're not just going on tons of load boards. But you go on, you grab the load you want, you go out when you want. You don't have a dispatcher telling you when to take a load or not take a load, or if you turn down a load, all of a sudden you're not getting any loads because sales is pissed off. You don't deal with any of that shit. I love that. I mean, my dispatcher doesn't play any games, but sales, I'm sure, does. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, FedEx. FedEx is a damn good job. My student owns his own company now. One of my old students, my very first student, and he does FedEx Ground with his trucks. So, but they run team, or is it FedEx Expedite or some shit like that? It's where you got to have teams. My local gig was going to Kent, Washington to. Oh, okay. Hotels. That's nice. I even thought about at one time becoming a Greyhound bus driver, and then I thought about the people I saw getting on and off Greyhound, and I was like, you know what? No, I don't think that's for me. Or doing a tour bus would be fun. What is your email? I don't ever check my email, so just never was into checking. I mean, the only time I check my email is if I'm doing something and I'm expecting something right away. Otherwise, I have so many unread messages. I mean, it's in the tens of thousands, because I just don't check it. So sorry. Let's see how many. I mean, I just don't check my email. Was gonna drive school buses. Yeah, I couldn't do school buses. I hate kids. I love my kids, and I love kids in general. I'm kids are innocent, they're beautiful, they're wonderful, but I just couldn't. They're too disrespectful nowadays. Did you buy a new, no, I don't have a trailer. No, the company I go to, you can lease a trailer for $300 a month to haul multiples. So that's what I'm going to do. Had to turn in my truck, and after a year and a half, enough was enough. The money got so bad. I know. It has. It's gotten really bad, and I understand. DG Fitness, I understand. If you can't make a living, it's just not worth it. I mean, and if you have any kind of bills, I mean, it was to the point, okay, until last week. Last week was my first check that was over $1,000 in 6 weeks. The 6 weeks prior to that, all that 6 weeks put together, I didn't make $1,000. I did not make, you combined my total take home was less than $1,000 for 6 weeks work. I went through my entire savings. And then last week it kicked in and I made about $2,000 last week, and this week I'll make about $600 or $700 miles per gallon on your truck. Are you talking about on my Dodge Ram that I just got, or are you talking about on this truck, Michael? If you're talking about this truck, my Volvo, I got a little over 100,000 miles. I get 8 to 9 miles per gallon on this. Yeah, this is a nice truck, but the interior is gorgeous. But my problem is the hinges on the doors and stuff, they're always breaking. The inside's beautiful. It's set up to live in, but it's not quality. It's just not. Well, so far it's just the hinges that are giving me shit, and I don't dig that. If I had to do it over again, I'd buy a Peterbilt. I wouldn't buy a Volvo. Oh, Hans, that is so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. That is so sweet. Thank you, darling. I really appreciate that. It's always nice to see that, and I really appreciate your support on the channel. That makes it real nice. I'll tell y'all, this is the one thing I will miss, is my sleeper, though. Is that worth, by chance, not many leases and trailers? Dale Towers. I'm not quite sure. The company I'm going to be going to is Horizon Transport, and they lease. I had to have a flatbed because it's gonna, you're using a fifth wheel, not a gooseneck. The thing is, I was making it must be 1,500 average, being away from home, family, 3 to 5 weeks. I know, DOT, in almost 4 years, I've had one home time. One home time. In almost 4 fucking years. Now, in between, for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, in between leases, I had gastric sleeve. I had my facelift. Deep plane facelift, and then I've had one home time. That is in almost 4 years. I can't keep going like that. I just can't. Hey, especially now that I bought a home. Hey there, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great, Marvin. I did see your past videos regarding training and trainees, and I must say, I felt your pain right. I used to train. You know, the thing is, Marvin, I really loved being a trainer. I loved helping people start a career that would be life-changing for them. I really enjoyed it. Because my training experience when I was being trained was hell. It was horrendous. But, you know, it just got so... You know, I had a couple students that weren't quite right, you know, but that last student was flipping nuts. He lied, he was insane. And the other night, I woke up screaming 2 nights ago. I was having a nightmare that he was stabbing me in the top bone. He scared me that much. I really thought he was going to climb up there and kill me. And if I would not have got him off the truck like I did, I think I'd be dead today. I really do. This dude was out of his fucking mind. And right there in the office with Chris Martin, he was losing it. I mean, he was losing his fucking noodle. And everyone was like, why did you lie? Because I was trying to, you know, save the guy's job and get him on an intermodal route where he didn't have to go back into training. And he just kept lying and losing his noodle, and people were like, you should have been telling them, blah, blah. I told him everything. And then the dude lost his noodle. I didn't lie about shit. I wasn't covering for the dude. And the way he blew up, I didn't need to be some asshole in that meeting. The guy hung himself. You know, I mean, you get so many trolls on these channels. Horizon is a good company, but I did not know they lease. Yeah, they just started leasing trailers a few years back. I'm really looking forward to it because it pays way more than hauling singles. They would send me a load. It would be 5 days for the load only. I know that I've been getting I was getting a lot of that when I was training. I was getting a lot of solo loads as a trainer, and it just didn't work. And there was just too much time on the loads, and then you would set for a few days. And when I went back solo, like, I had an extra day on this load, and my dispatcher got it where I could deliver tomorrow morning instead of the day after tomorrow. See, that's one great thing about having a good dispatcher at Prine and having a good relationship with your dispatchers. They really work hard for you. How much longer is your lease purchase? A little over 2 more years. And then I'll be done. You know, and like I said, I love my truck. Don't get me wrong. It's a gorgeous truck. And there's a truck tour here on YouTube. If you guys just go look. I think I released it 2 weeks ago. I noticed over the years that after I became the best commercial driver I could be, learning from the old school truckers that trained me to become much better. Yeah, I wish I had learned from the old school truckers. I had a piece of shit. Now, my PSD trainer, the one who got me my CDL, he was awesome. Jimmy and Pink there in Springfield. But my TNT trainer was a piece of shit. He used to make me, in downtown Los Angeles, he wouldn't take me anywhere to go to the bathroom. He would make me crawl under the trailer because the fairings that came down on the sides, and go pee. You know, I mean, he was the biggest. In fact, Prine got sued over him. He was the biggest piece of shit. And then he would sit there and reach up and tickle me and talk about how he liked fucking older women and shit like that. And I'd be like, boy, you are younger than any of my children. Oh, y'all just don't know what a piece of shit he was. And when he realized he wasn't getting anywhere, like, it was in the winter and we were walking into a deal where the deals were icy and it was slippery, and I grabbed his arm for balance, and he yanked. He thought it was funny to watch me go down. I mean, he was a piece of shit. You know, I mean, the biggest piece of shit. So, you know, it is what it is. Some people are who they are. And that's one of the reasons I went into training. I didn't want people to have that experience I had. You know, and I enjoyed training. My first student was the absolute best, George. I mean, my heart really went out for him. And he had a wonderful family, wonderful wife. What went wrong with people these days? You know, Marvin, I don't know. A lot of people, this world's gone insane. I mean, it has gone totally insane. It really has. I don't understand. I don't get it. Hey, y'all, I hate to stop. Could y'all push that like button for me? It really helps my algorithm here on YouTube. It helps support my channel. I know everyone can't afford to do the super chats, but if you go ahead and push that like button, that helps also. And if you're not subscribed, would you hit that subscribe button? I'd really be grateful. It just helps me. And you know, I've always said this. I have the very, very best people. Oh, honey, you're just such a sweetheart. I really appreciate that. You know, I have the best subscribers. I don't have the biggest channel, but the people I do have, hey, OTR, everybody push that like. Yeah, that's right. Everyone push that like button. There's 26 of y'all in here. I should see that thing just jump up, right? Just like that. Boom, boom. You know, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Have that control from my dancing days. Hello, Miss. How are you doing? I am doing great, darling. How are you doing? You know, like I said, I'm just so grateful for you guys. You guys always make me feel like I'm not alone out here. Anyway, to transfer your lease purchase to another prime driver instead of, you know, if I found another prime driver that was interested in my lease purchase, because I've already put the money down, I would rather see it go to another prime driver. And they might let me do that if I found someone. So if you're someone that's interested, that's already at prime, you got to already be at prime, because I'm not going to be here that much longer. If you're already at prime, you have at least 3 months as a lease operator, and you're willing to walk away from your lease to jump into a lease purchase, let me know, and I would gladly let someone take over my lease purchase if they'll let us, because I rather that than just give the money to Prime. You know what I'm saying? Great. Just have a quick question. Is it worth it to go to Prime? Yes, it's absolutely worth it to go to Prime over a CDL training school. Or it's worth it to go to Swift over any Swift or Prime. Prime's the best out of the two. They're the best out there, period, as far as the training program. And they just dropped down their TNT to $30,000. Yes, I would never pay for a CDL school. That's a rip. I also noticed that when I was training my past student, they didn't respect. You know, I know a lot of students, they don't show the respect. But a lot of people don't have the, Marvin, I don't know how old you are, but a lot of people do not have the respect or the work ethic that we grew up. I'm Gen X. I'm going to be 59 in November. So less than a year and a half, I'm going to be 60 years old. So my work ethic is a lot different than a lot of people's. But you know, George was my top student ever. But the other two students I had that were my best drivers and hardest workers with the least bitching, one was 21 or 22. It was Zach. He was 21 or 22, and the other one was Jawan, who was 24. And I had 50-year-olds that acted like little bitches. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't understand it. But then I had others that were young that were just lazy as hell, didn't want to work. They came on with attitudes. I started working in my parents' store when I was under 10 years old, stocking pop bottles, you know, because back then you would get like deposits on pop bottles. I think it was a nickel or a dime. And we'd have these wood crates in the back where you had like Coca-Cola, you had RC, which I think had Nesbitt's and all that, and you had Pepsi Cola, and you would have to separate them into the different crates. And then when the soda pop guy for Coke would come in, or RC Cola, which was Crown Royal, and I believe that's who had Nesbitt's and all that. Pepsi had Mountain Dew, and you know, Coca-Cola had Dr. Pepper, you know, something like that. I don't remember, it's been too many years. But you would separate all the pop bottles out into the individual companies, and they would pick them up. That was my first job in my parents' store. We would go in before school, a few hours before school. We would dust the shelves in one of our parents' stores, you know, and back then we had, on days that shipments would come in, we had pricing guns. They weren't all barcode scanners. And you would set the pricing gun to $2 whatever, or $1 something, 50 cents, whatever. Then we'd mark all the products. And once a month we took inventory. And we would take all the stuff from the back, bring it to the front. We'd dust everything off on the shelves. I grew up working from a little kid in my parents' stores. And every day before school and after school, and after that we get to go out and play, do whatever we want, ride our bikes down to the ocean, go swimming in the ocean there in Ventura, or go skinny dipping down in the river, you know, in Casita Springs. This is in Cali. Go skateboarding, riding bikes, riding horses, just whatever we wanted to do. But we had to work before school and after school, and then, hey, be back before dark. And if it was the weekends, be back whenever, you know. They knew we were staying at one person's house or another. That would be amazing if you could, how to find out about it. Are you with Prine? I've been working since high school. I know. A lot of us, how old are you? Anyway, Marvin, how old are you? Look at my comment above, please. Okay, Michael, let me look for your comment. Any way to transfer a lease purchase to another driver instead? I just give back or just give back to Prine. Okay, Michael, are you interested? If you're interested and you're at Prine and everything, just go ahead and, I'm on Facebook. It's Michaela Foos on Facebook. I'll show you. And any of you can put in a friend request. Let me pull up my Facebook. Where you guys can see it. I don't go on here that often. I'm trying to find. Okay, there's my Facebook page. Message me on Facebook, and I'll gladly get back with you on that if you are interested in taking over my deal here at Prine. It's Michaela Foos. I ain't. Jeez. facing her. She's intimidates me. I don't intimidate people. I'm sweet and nice and demure. I'm like a little wallflower. I am 61 and have the 3500 truck was there a flatbed besides yeah, I got a 3500 dually is what I just bought. I love my new truck. It's nice. But I'm going to be pulling out the passenger seat and the back seats where I can build me a little sleeper in it because it's going to be me and my dog. But I'll only be out for like 10 days at a time, and then I'll be home unless I'm doing an Alaska trip. And then we'll just go from there. So, let's see. What type of drug test Prine does? Honey, I don't know. I mean, you just pee in a cup. So, if you're doing drugs at all, don't come to Prine. Don't even come into trucking because, you know, everyone brings in that I love Alaska too. I absolutely love Alaska. That's one thing I'm real excited about doing the RV transport is taking loads to Alaska during the summer. Mother trucker, what kind of truck did you get? I got a Dodge Ram 3500. Let me see. Okay. It's black. Let's see. I thought I had a picture of the outside. Just a second. They sent me a video. Let's see. Just a second, guys. Let's see. I know they sent me a video. My brother sent me some stuff on it. Okay. This is the inside. Okay. Inside pictures. Now and here's the outside of it. And it's a flatbed. It's a nice truck, and I got a really good deal on it. So I'm real excited about getting going. And I was thinking about putting a Zoom room on that. I don't know if y'all have heard of the Zoom room. It's where they put a sleeper on top of the truck, and they put a hole like a sunroof hole that you go through to get in the sleeper. It's air conditioned, has power outlets, all that stuff. And I'm thinking of doing that on it. And because they put it on top where you can still have your flatbed, and you can have your auxiliary fuel tank and all that good stuff. Oh, thanks, Vic. You know, the thing is we are so spoiled in these trucks. My mom and dad said they'd still be on the road if they'd had this type of sleeper. I really need some help. My husband, while he beats me again. Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy. My husband used to beat the shit out of me, too. I mean, he broke my jaw, broke my ribs, knocked my teeth out, shattered. I mean, he messed me up really bad. So, honey, you just need to leave. You do. Go to a battered women's shelter or anything. There's so much help out there. You just got to make that choice to leave. And once you do, the world opens up. Trust me, it's scary, but it opens up. You know, and that's the advice I can give you. You just have to leave. Call a battered women's shelter and go. Then if you want to become a truck driver, go for it, girl. Apply at Prime, and, you know, as long as you got a good driving record, my sister. That's what a battered women's shelter is, girl. You just got to call them. You got to call them. Honey, my heart's out there for you. I know what you're saying. I mean, I had my kids to raise and everything. I had to do it. I had to go. I mean, I had to. It's hard. I've been put in the hospital. Man, it's rough. I just found your channel last week. Thanks for keeping products moving. Not a CDL, but first every. Awesome. Michael sent a message. Yes. Okay, let me see. Let me take a look. Did you send it under Messenger or? How do I feel? Oh, hey, Ross Johnson's. Okay, I do not see it yet, Michael. Let me check Facebook and see if anyone has. There's Tracy. Okay, sweetheart, I don't see your deal on here yet. I am trying to. Tammy? Is that your name? This screen's so small. Tammy, is that you? Okay, let me confirm you. I just sent you a wave. Are you on there with the little baby? Tracy, we all saw him throw a full can of beer at you on his live. What? Who threw a can of beer at someone on their live? Oh my God. Honey, you just need to leave. You really do. Guys like this, there's two ways out. You're either going to... Okay, Tammy, just saying, let me send this I need to do a message real quick. I need to send you my... Okay, just a second, guys. I'm trying to... I'm not very good at this whole... Okay. I'm going to send you this. Just a second. Okay, I just sent that out to you, Tammy. And we will talk later. My husband did it when he was live. You know, your husband sounds like a big piece of shit and a coward. Any man that beats a woman or demeans a woman is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I was beat for so many years. I will never let a man beat me again. I just won't. It will never happen again. And if it does, it'll be once, and then he'll be under the prison or under the ground. You know, we'll have to pipe daylight into his ass. I'll let you continue your life. We can talk. Okay, sweetie. Absolutely. And you can call, and if I don't answer, just text me. Tracy, I saw the live where shit. How'd you end up? Girl. Yeah, my ex, he was a lot more cagey when he had beat me. Like, the time he put me in the hospital and he destroyed my face. I mean, literally. I have like an orbital implant here that they're still working on, because this cheek was all shattered in the eye socket, and there's plates in here. I mean, he told them a horse caught me in the stall and kicked the shit out of me. No, he stomped me with his army boots while he had me on the ground just stomping on my head. And when he finally came out of his rage, I wasn't dead yet, so he took me to the hospital and said a horse did it to me. Yeah, Tracy, honey, you need to go to a battered women's shelter. I know it's scary, I know it sucks, but that's the only way you're going to get out of there. And if you're wanting to be a truck driver, girl, apply. Get out of there, apply, and you can be at Prime in a couple days. You don't need to put up with that shit. And if you want to do something else, that's great too. But you need to go get into a battered women's shelter. Get out of that situation. Get away from him. Don't let him know where you are. And don't break down and go back. I mean, a lot of women, we just go back. We're scared. Like, and we're tore down. Like, who the fuck is going to want you? You're ugly. You're stupid. I mean, believe me, I thought I was so worthless. And then I had my 3 kids. How was I going to take care of my kids? Then my daughter grew up. Then I still have my 2 sons. And finally I said, screw it. And you know, the funny thing is my kids have not talked to him since before the divorce. He never called my sons. He never made any attempt to stay in contact with our kids. You know, he was just a total piece of shit. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. And a lot of people don't understand that fear. Really considered other options versus the Zoom room. Been there, done that. Oh, you didn't like the Zoom room? I liked it because it was on top and it would lift up. I don't like the way it looks. It makes your truck look ugly. And I am going to look into other options like the sleepers that go just on the back above the tanks and stuff like that. Witnessed my mother getting assaulted by her boyfriends as a kid. I know that, and you got to think about your kids, and yeah, it's hard. I left ex after 15 years ago because she wanted to buy. Yeah, and that's what some people don't realize. Sometimes it's the woman that's abusive towards the man. And then, you know, when the police are called, it's always the man that goes to jail. Been alone ever since. I know it's really hard. But, you know, I mean, Tracy, honey, you gotta go. Yeah, the cops aren't always the best, and they blame me for making Willie mad. You're not trapped, sweetie. Go to a women's shelter. I mean, I know it's hard, I know it's scary, but you just got to walk out that door. That's what you got to do. And I know it's easier said than done, and it's scary as hell. But the only one who can help you is you. You know, I mean, you just got to walk out, my dear. You come here. I will put you up. Donald will help you, sweetheart. And it shouldn't matter where he's at, darling. He'll help you get there. She's in Florida, Donald. Really's had issues with Tracy for her late husband's VA benefits and doesn't let her leave the apartment. Yeah, I could have if you're talking to me, I could have requested female-only students. I've trained females, but I'm done training, and I don't want a team drive. I'm getting off. I'm getting out. Um, he called names. I know, sweetheart, that you gotta go, girl. Um, they never talk about the man leaving the relationship or abusive relationships, but they always talk about the woman being abused, especially a female court over the kids. Yeah, and that's sad because there's a lot of men that are abused in a lot of ways by females, but unfortunately, when women are abused, a lot of times it takes their death for it to be over. It is a mess. Yeah, I mean, it is, Marvin. You're right, Donald. I am in Florida too for more. Hey, Donald's in Florida too, sweetheart. But you have to stay the road, stay away from him. Yeah, you guys need to get in touch with each other. Last training was a nightmare. Watch the. Yeah, you ain't kidding. My last training was I had a nightmare about him just a couple nights ago. Woke up crying. I mean, he was stabbing me to death in my dreams. I mean, it was horrible. What happened to Long Haul Gypsy just started back on the road. She is with another company, and she's going to start her videos back up. Please get help, Tracy. We've all seen it. Yeah, Tracy, you really need to get out, my love. You really do. It's hard, and I understand what you're going through. I really, really do. It's scary. It's hard. Girl, I feel for you. No one deserves that. Yeah, unfortunately, Donald, the court systems do suck. My brother and his ex-wife got divorced, and she married a pedophile, and she still got custody of the kids. And in court, when it was brought up, the pedophile tells the judge, you know, they can't judge me by my past. I know my triggers, and I try to avoid them. So he's saying he is still attracted to children, but he knows his triggers. He has triggers, and he's trying to avoid his triggers. And I mean, this judge was the biggest piece of shit. And when you're in those kind of custody battles, you're stuck with that fucking judge. It was horrible. My brother was ready to commit suicide. It was horrible what he went through. Even you have good attorneys, doesn't always work out. You're right, Marvin. It doesn't always work out. Well, hey to you too, Winnie. Do you have a TV on your truck? I had a TV on my truck, and I finally got rid of it. I end up watching my tablet more. I used to have a huge big screen TV on my Freightliner, but I finally just got tired of the TVs, and because on the Volvo, it had an arm, and it would go over where your microwave is, and it would swing out, and it was a pain in the ass, and I got rid of it. I could rig up something here where you pull out some of these and put some brackets here and then put a TV on. But like I said, I'm not staying, so. Do you get worried about dying in the winter months, especially in the Northwest states? No, I don't worry about dying in the winter months. Now, when I had students sometimes, yeah, because, hey, I had a few times. I had this one student, he'd go tearing down the road, and I'd be in the sleeper, and then he'd slam on the brakes in a pass, and I'd go flying off the bed in between the front seats. You know, and he did that time after time after time. And yes, he scared me that, not that he was going to kill me, but he was going to wreck the truck and I'd get killed in a fiery wreck, you know. So yeah, that would be scary, but not because of my driving. I'm a cautious driver. Tracy, next time Willie's Pub goes live, try to give us a sign if you need help. Well, honey, she does need help. She needs help now, you know, but she's got to leave. But maybe Doug or Donald can help her. Maybe there's help there. Some judge should not. Yeah, some judges shouldn't be on the bench. Some of them are total pieces of shit, and they don't do what's best for the child. Is Prime making everyone team drive now? No, Prime's not making anyone team drive. But that's one of the reasons they were expanding the TNT time, is where people would be team driving, and you know, the TNT trainer would be paying that employee. So yeah, it kind of sucked, but it is what it is, you know. But anyway, guys, we've been on here for over an hour. Mother Trucker, you need to live. You are so right, OTR, but Mother Trucker needs to live life. I don't know why you redacted your statement, but I really, really need to get out there. I need to live life. I need to enjoy life. I really love photography, and when I'm doing the RV transport, going up to Alaska, doing these things, I'm going to really take more time to stop, do things. It's going to be a lot easier in a one-ton dually to do things, and you know, it's just going to be a lot different. I meant to stay. You need to stay live. To live life, Prime has you on the road. Yeah, you know, and I could take home time any time I want, but when you have this kind of overhead on you all the time, it's really hard. And if I were younger, I probably would gut this out, because then I'd have a paid-for truck. But, you know, I'm sorry, money's not everything. Now, Marvin, it's best to be a solo. Yeah, I like being solo way more than a team. Life according to Logan. Looks like I was late to the live. Hope everything. Yeah, honey, everything is going great. Summer's been great. It'd be nice if I had been making money all summer, but I haven't been. Tracy, please reach out to me. Yeah, Tracy, reach out to Donald, sweetie. But be careful. Do not let your man know that you're reaching out to another man, because that can really trigger some shit. Or if they just think you're leaving. That's why you need to start your exit plan. You need to just walk the fuck out. You need to go to a battered women's shelter. You just need to get away, and then let them help you make another plan. And Donald's willing to help you. If you ever team, I bet. Well, honey, I am never teaming again. Well, I was only a trainer. I was never truly a team. I am just, I'll never say I'll never go back onto a big rig or never come back to Prime. I do like Prime. I don't job hop. This is the only trucking company I've ever worked for. I've been offered jobs at several different trucking companies. But, you know, I'm going to use my CDL in a slightly different way, and I'm just going to really enjoy OTR Big Mother. You need to find you a man to team with and get rich together. No, honey, I don't need to find a man to team with and get rich together. I want to get rich all on my own. Actually, I don't care about money that much. I really don't. And, you know, and that's another thing. I want to be home at least every 10 days. Unless, like I said, I'm doing a trip up to Alaska, taking load up to Alaska. I'll be gone about 14 days. More than that, because I'll take a week in Alaska when I'm there. I got a lot of friends up there. I used to live in North Pole for 8 years. That sounds good, but not always. Yeah. Good luck with your plans, and hope you can grow your channel next. Stop. I know I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, y'all. So, hey, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, my channel's starting to grow. I started this channel for my family. When I went out on the road, I figured it'd be an easy way for them to see what I was doing and how I was doing and everything. And then I started getting subscribers, and I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. And I really didn't try to grow it, and now I just monetized it, 3 weeks ago. You know, because people are like, oh, you need to monetize it. We want to do the super chats and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, no. And I finally did, and, you know, yeah, it's kind of cool. I kind of like that. It's a nice little extra income. It's not much. I mean, this past month, I think I met, let me see, just a second. I'll tell you how much it's made me in the past 3 weeks. It's really not much for, you know, let's see, just a second, guys. Okay, there you go. $342.67 in the past 3 weeks. Hi, good looking, enjoy your channel. Oh, well, thank you. Keep on trucking, that's so sweet. So, and that's sweet. About 60 of that has come from the super chats, and the rest has just come from people watching my videos, pushing the like button, leaving comments. And I mean, it's actually getting to where it's hard for me to keep up on the comments. Not there yet, then, eventually. You know, eventually on what, sweetheart? Marvin? Jeff's, let me see. The correct Jeff's content you provide, info worth monetizing, long time subscriber. Oh, that, you know, my content is usually just funny and silly shit. If you're wanting to learn to be a truck driver, my channel's not the channel for you. If you want to just be entertained and have, you know, or hear what's going on, yeah, my channel's fun. It's just a fun little channel. If you're looking like to learn to do certain things, I would suggest Junior Honduras. It's got great backing videos, filling out comm checks. You know, I learned a lot from his channel. If you want to learn what it's like to be a trucker out here, my channel's great, because I talk about what it's like, life on the road, cooking on the truck, crap like that. You know, it's just what my life's been like since I've been a truck driver. That's kind of what I think. Mother Trucker, you need to put out more recorded videos. I think I've had a video every week for the past few weeks. We'll look for your truck if you're in Michigan. Now, I will be doing a lot more driving into the Northeast and all that once I start hauling RVs. The income on here. Yeah, my income on here isn't that much yet. It's just a few hundred, like past week, 347. Like I said, about 60 of that was from people doing super chats in the lives. The rest has just been on people hitting the like button, subscribing, watching views on my videos. You know, it's a small channel. I'm not a big channel. I'm not making a living off the channel. Not that I wouldn't mind. It would be nice. By the way, like the shorts video. Yeah, I haven't done many shorts lately. I used to do more shorts. Do you think trucking is still a good... Yes, I think trucking is still a great career. Debbie, I believe you will be happy at Horizon. Yeah, I do too. They were a client of mine for 12 years. I've never heard their drivers complain. Yeah, Horizon is an RV transport company. Are we talking about the same company, Debbie? Um, Horizon, I've heard a lot of good things about. As far as people that just want to do it part-time because they're RVers and they have their own trucks, or if they're doing drive away, I'm going to be doing tow away, flatbed division. So looking forward to it. Some of the other channels have former truckers now just do YouTube podcasts. Yeah, there is like Asian Mai, who is now Mother Trucker. I mean, give me a break, dude. You have the wrong plumbing to be Mother Trucker. But I actually like Asian Mai's channel. And he used to do bed bug, you know, moved household goods and stuff like that. He's got a great channel, and I might get more into doing like weather reports, things going on in trucking, news and trucking also. Yes, they pick up for my Recover RVs, boats. Oh, what do you have, like a repo company or something? Jeff S. People would love to hear your story to trucking. Talk about more when you first started trucking, but a lot of subscribers need to go back and look at the video. Yeah, and I do talk about when I first started trucking a lot. And a lot of people have asked me about the times when I was a dancer, when I was a Pinkerton, horse trainer, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I did it for 12 years. Oh, wow, cool. Yeah, I'll be doing, you know, mostly picking up in Elkhart, Indiana, and taking deals to dealerships and stuff like that, Debbie. Yeah, Horizon Transport is really a solid company. And then they also, the same family owns Wave Express and now Indiana Transport. But they all work independently of each other in different branches of the family, but they do their orientations together and stuff like that. So, but it's like Wave Express doesn't haul to Canada or Alaska, and since I want to make it up to Alaska 2 or 3 times a year and see friends, is what my big deciding deal was for going to Horizon, is why I'm going to. Yeah, I think I am going to really enjoy it, because like I said, that's the whole thing that got me into trucking, is I needed a CDL and I didn't want to pay for trucking school, and I was only going to do this for a year, and I ended up here for almost 4 years. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and shoot over to RV transport, and then also get my RV tech license and go from there. And you know, I'm going to keep doing my trucking channel, and I'm also going to start interviewing different trucking companies, smaller companies, and trying to find more exciting ways to use your CDL, or smaller companies that pay better, trucking companies. And everyone wants something slightly different. Some people might want to drive a certain kind of truck. That's more important to them. Some people, it's going to be making a certain amount of money. Some people, it's going to be like, for me, I wanted to go to Alaska a few times a year. That's why I picked Horizon over Wave Express. They pay about the same, but that was my deciding factor. I love adventure and I love travel. But, you know, I'm tired of being a reefer driver. I'm tired of these rigid schedules. And I'm tired of being out so much because I just can't afford to be home. And the funny thing is, I'll be home a lot more and making a lot more money than I do doing this. You know, I'll miss this truck. I'll miss the luxury of this truck, that, you know, inside the cab of this truck. I mean, the sleeper, it's badass. And if you guys haven't seen it, just go look at that video I put out a few weeks ago, tour of my Volvo. You know, it's a pretty cool deal. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I got so many people in here still, and y'all are leaving a lot of comments, but I am really tired, and I got to get up early and get this load in. And we will be back on Wednesday. I'll be doing a Wednesday night live, home daily after my truck route. I know, Marvin, that is so awesome. Oh, thank you, honey. You have a good night, too. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. All my truckers and truckerettes out there, please treat each other with kindness, love, and respect. And Tracy, get a hold of Donald. Honey, you've got to get out of there. You really, really do. Thank you, Marv, and you too, honey. And until next time, guys, Mother Trucker out. Take care.